Hand clap to the masses, guys. We are back again for another vibrations here on the one and only Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up yourself one time, guys. One of the vlogs goes out to each and every one of you guys, man. Big up the masses one time, you don't know. Rocking out, man. Guys, I actually saw this on thing, and a number of persons actually sent it for me. But this is what are interesting right there on the whole situation involving the Rona. The boy not taking no chances at all. A little cough the man give you, so people can't cough again then. What going on in this place now? People can't cough. People can't. That was a fake cough, but you get the drift already, my people. And with the speed the boy today, you know. The boy check it, don't take it, no chances at all. Boy, people are easy, no boy. Anyways, guys, moving along. Well, considering the whole situation that is taking place with the Rona situation, guys. Type bless you in the comment box below, guys. But yes, guys, I'm sorry about that sneezing. I did fake in the man cough and then I end up sneezing. That's crazy. I had the Rona, by the way, guys. There's this whole situation involving the West Indies cricket team versus Ireland, and I believe this is what one of the callers was saying on the show right there.
It's time to dig up all cricket field in the Caribbean, plant cassava and ganja.
Yo!
It's time to dig up all cricket field in the Caribbean, plant cassava and ganja. Cricket is a waste of time in the Caribbean.
Boy.
Cassava and ganja.
Yes, sir.
We're agricultural.
Plant up the herb, man.
Oh, that's an interesting view, though.
No comment.
Yeah, that's a despondent individual.
That's really despondent for sure. This is as a result of West Indies losing to Ireland. I think I was listening to when my brother had the radio on. I think West Indies is the 9th in the world and Ireland is like the 11th. And they were expecting West Indies to take this clean. But apparently West Indies lost 2 and Ireland won 1 actually in this thing, causing Ireland to win the series in the 50. I think it's a 50, whatever they calling it, 50-50. I don't know what they calling it, brothers and sisters, but 50 overs. I know about the T20. The T20 does move. I'm not a cricket fan, but the T20 does move. But apparently, the uncle they're checking, yeah, it's best they dig up the field and plant some cassava and ganja.
Dig up all cricket field in the Caribbean, plant cassava and ganja.
Hey, every time I hear that getting phonier and phonier, man. That's crazy. But talking about sports right there, guys. Apparently, we have this situation taking place right there. And of course, I actually had this on my WhatsApp. And then there's some calypso playing in the background, by the way. By the way, I think individuals have been stating, letting the voting begin. Best calypso so far for 2022 is Narin Trendsetter Murphy. And the title, of course, of that calypso song is called Figures. And of course, he's running his music on this thing right there.
I am a
I thought it's a goal that way. That figure's big, we pal. But them figures big there, we boy. Them big. Well, that's tough. So you like them big, eh? You like them big. Yeah, you like them looking like gabote marble. That's what you like. Gabote. Yes, sir. But that sporting event was interesting there, brothers and sisters, with that figures there, people like that. Them figures was running up and down the field. Well, at least they were exercising, so hand clap to that, guys. Give a thumbs up as a result of this individual's exercise. You know, keeping the body fit, man. Well, trying to get the body fit. You know, being big like this is is very, very unhealthy right there. And of course, I guess that's what they like. They like big figures, man. You know, the figures I like to see that big is the O's at the back of the one. The dollar sign with the amount of O's. But anyways, that's another story right there. But at least, you know, the exercising and whatnot. And of course, the people saying they like the Darin song figures right there. But I see they running, man. Run, sister, run, man. The referee not big though. The referee supposed to be big, but hey, to me that is much better. But hey, all right, that is still figures, man. Darin, that is still figures. If you're in a fire, if you're in a fire, you need to skip. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Bye. It's rather interesting when I saw this stuff right there, guys. That's what I saw. It tickling when you're trying to iron out, man. Iron out the wrinkles and what have you. That's what you have to do. Anyways, guys, talking about the ironing out wrinkles, Mia Mottley has won Barbados. Red wash, they call it. The Barbados Labour Party versus the Democratic Labour Party in Barbados. Well, that is the Bajan Labour Party's 30-0, brothers and sisters. 30-0. But let me, before there's something rather interesting they were saying. Some lady was saying right there, guys. Take a listen to this.
De Pisa has no seat. Ms. De Pisa has run in repeated elections and been rejected in every constituency in which she has run. She has no political base. And I said on the political platform that the only thing left for her to do is to go to the cement plant, get a boat, and go to Africa to see if she can get a seat there. But
what kind of that gas, you know, the best kind of this? I remember when I used to these people back in the day without cursing them. I think that is a kind of a this there. We brothers and sisters, for to tell you, we need no type of seat at all. You have to then go to a cement plant somewhere in Barbados to get a boat. Church. To get a boat. To then go Africa and see if you can catch a seat over there. Because you will never catch a seat in Barbados. Respect that scene right there. I remember when I was talking about the DLP manifesto right there, guys. You guys can go for it, but these apparently are the candidates, all of them right there, situated in different parts of Barbados. It's rather interesting. There are 30 of them on small little Barbados. I find that kind of crazy though. But they won 30, but Mia Mottley, Barbados Labour Party won 30-0, brothers and sisters. But she also did something rather interesting because I asked if they were going to have some sort of opposition, because I thought that would not be fair at all if there's no opposition. That is a disaster waiting to happen. But apparently Mia Mottley must have seen that they won last time and decided, you know what, we need to have some sort of opposition, you know, to challenge us to thing. And she actually set up, based on the constitution in Barbados, to have an opposition in parliament, to have an opposition there. So even if you lose, the losing team that has the highest vote would obviously get the opposition role. And then I think from there, she would then have to select certain senators, whatever they calling them, to be a part of a clique. So it's not just her alone. That's interesting, eh? That's a hell of a thing, brothers and sisters. But that's always a good thing from Mia Mottley right there. But guys, I'm going to go through this thing so you guys can actually stop and read it for yourself if you want to go through the manifesto of Mia Mottley right there. I did not know that Final Cut could actually do this with the PDFs. So this is pretty cool right there. All the pages, all the things, the people in Barbados, if you want to see what your manifesto is, and so forth, you can definitely go through this thing and see what is going on there. Caring for the people, man. Care for the people. So forth. So I'm pretty much happy. I was very much sad to hear that she won 30. But then I realized that she also included that the opposition needs to be there. So that's always a good thing in this regard. Unlike Dominica said they don't want no opposition. Well, not Dominica, the DLP team said they don't want no opposition right there, which I think is very stupid, because then the people can then just decide, the people in power can just decide to do whatever the heck they want without no sort of accountability right there. Talking about accountability right there, guys. I saw this thing on Dominican News Online, and a number of persons were sending it to me. The Prime Minister states would be honored to serve as president, but says he will not accept post at this time. You know, this kind of things coming to, you know, make things available, and then eventually they're gonna happen. Just like he stated the other day that he doesn't want no mansion, and next thing we hear, he's living in a mansion right now. Brothers and sisters, is that true or false? Didn't he say that he doesn't want to be in a mansion, or he doesn't see it fit for him to be in a mansion? And he's living in a, well, it's a mini mansion, well, Dominica standard mansion, I guess. But he's living in the same thing that he says he's not going to be doing. And there he comes again. He's saying he would be honored to serve as president, but says he will not accept the post at this time. Obviously, he'll accept it at some other time. This kind of situations come into precedence to desensitize the people. Just like when they were talking about the one world whatever thing. Desensitizing the people. So that when it does actually happen, people will say, oh, yeah, we have been saying this thing, so it wouldn't come as a shock. So the people themselves are pretty much promoting this thing. The only reason I'm doing this thing is a number of persons were sending it to me as well. Talking about, look at what is it, it's stating there. But we know that he wants to become the president. That's the only way he can bypass all sort of alleged criminal activities that he may or may not have been involved in. That is the only way, because when you become president, then everything you've done in the past pretty much is obliterated. You get lifetime immunity. So be mindful of that right there, guys. Be mindful of that right there. You guys can go for this thing. Being the president of the country would be extraordinary, an extraordinary honor to be the head of the state of our country. I believe this is the ultimate position in the country, but I am a politician, and I have been at the helm of the Labour Party since 2004. That's when he took over as the incumbent prime minister, and then 2005 I think he won again. Well, he definitely won again, and I do not believe that me becoming president at this time, remember, at this time, would be helpful to my party. Of course not. If you're not there, brother, there's no way none of your people them can win again. I mean, use the only face that people seen. Use the only face that people seen. I don't know if you're gonna try to get Vince Henderson, but people still wouldn't worry Vince Henderson. Only people because of you. That is the only reason, because you know people can get a little something here and there from you. You check me. A little stipend, a little cool out, man. I don't hear people using the word cool out no more. So that is the reason why, if you go, my boy, you know your DLP in trouble. Anyways, to my party, so I would not accept. SKERRIT did not dismiss the idea of becoming president down the road, but he said 2023 is too soon. I think the elections will be in 2024. So I don't think he will be able to leave that right there, which I guess is a kind of a good thing. But then you never know, they can decide he retire from his position, the acting prime minister becomes the prime minister, and then, you know, at that time he decides, you know, let me run. But guys, really and truly, in the history of Dominica, apart from Charles Savary, who else was prime minister before and became president? You don't find that kind of strange? Or is it just me that find these things a bit interesting right there? Because I find it very, 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 very disturbing. Because even when Charles Savary was sworn in as president, there was a lot of controversy surrounding that situation. Saying the very same thing that I'm saying right now. He was prime minister, whatever, leader of whatever, before. I don't think he was prime minister, but he was leader of a particular party. And he should not have been in the president position. Because the president's position is supposed to be a mutual balanced position. No side to pick. Wherever you have to be balanced. That is what the president's supposed to be. Just like the Mr. Speaker of the Speaker of the House, whether it's so, madam, it's supposed to be balanced. But it's very clear what is going on. The president is the prime minister's president, not Dominica's president. The Mr. Speaker of the House is the prime minister's Mr. Speaker of the House. So it's very one-sided in this regard right there. And on the basis of him trying to say, oh, I don't want it right now, because he's in detriment to his party, is correct. It will be in detriment to his party for sure. But you never know. Strange things are happening in Dominica and people don't seem to realize that. Anyways, he said that I am labor to the bone. I want to ensure that Dominica is protected and have the best party in management to manage the affairs of Dominica. This is clearly not the best party to manage the affairs of Dominica. If it was the best party, wouldn't the people have to truly decide without any bribery or treating going on? If you think you didn't have to bring all the people, fly people in for free, there was videos circulating where people were jumping into the airport for them to go on top a plane for free to come to Dominica around election time. There were planes in all kind of places picking up students and all kind of things in New York and other places. Chartered flights came to Dominica. We saw it in the Melville airport. We saw it there. How much planes were there waiting for people, brought people in, waiting for people to go back. We saw these things. So it's not like we're blind to not see what was going on. We know that there's a lot of cheating and stuff going on that should not be. But obviously, when you have your certain people in positions who are supposed to be neutral, who's supposed to actually say, okay, that is not what's supposed to be. But when they are the prime ministers, whoever, because he put them in positions and whatnot, then they will pretty much have to do the bidding of the prime minister. That is what is happening. The same thing happens in Africa in certain places. I think that is probably where he learned that. But I learned some of the histories of the corrupt leaders. Corrupt leaders do not put the most competent people in positions. They put their people in positions to then do things for them. So whenever there's some sort of a problem that is happening in the place, that would most likely go against them if the neutral individuals were in the right positions, they would eventually lose. But because their people are in the positions that the neutral people are supposed to be in, then obviously things are going to be very difficult. This is why it's constantly heading outside of Dominica, and then the CCJ says, yes, it has to be heard. It comes back to Dominica and they end up throwing out things. Then people online come in and talk about some foolishness saying about, where's the proof? The proof is there. We all know that these things take place. It's not like people don't know that bribery and cheating is taking place. We all know these things taking place. We all know people get certain favors for certain things from their vote. We all know these things. So the prime minister now says the one to be in the position for him to leave his party, which makes sense. Because his party will definitely fall if he moves. Because outside of SKERRIT, I mean, everybody else is incompetent. You expect people like Reggie and the other folks to be up to par. I remember some time back, Reginald them was making noise about who they want, because SKERRIT want, not no SKERRIT trying to leave, SKERRIT trying to leave for a while now. But he can't just leave like that. He can't just leave like that. I remember even when he tried to get Trump's lawyer to do something for them in the United States, so that they can be safe. Brothers and sisters, it's not these articles that have been out there, You can search for it for yourself. Type in SKERRIT goes for Giuliani, I think that's his name, or Trump's lawyer. Type something like that in and you guys will check it out and see for yourself. So there's a reason why these things are happening. And obviously if he becomes president, all the things that he have done or is alleged to have done will disappear. He cannot be tried for them. He'll get immunity. But I wonder where this immunity stands. Does it stand only in Dominica or does it stand worldwide? Because I know the diplomatic passports is another thing that can protect individuals. But look at Ali Reza Monfred and these individuals there. They're in jail. Maduke, jail. So although these people had obtained Dominica diplomatic passports, ambassadors, they had some level of immunity, but they caught them. I guess there are some certain jurisdictions in this regard. But when it comes down to very Dominica itself and the leaders of society doing craziness in society, where the police themselves supposed to go after these individuals, because it's not these individuals that they are loyal to. They're supposed to be loyal to the law and constitution of Dominica. And when there's things that are being done against the law and constitution, and then it comes back to the same thing, the prime minister puts his people in positions. And when certain people might want to talk against these things, they cannot because they will be victimized. That is the kind of president and thing people want to have in the place. I mean, come on, we have to use our brains or certain things. And I don't think people understand the whole gist of it. The opposition might have a role to play to hold the prime minister accountable, but it's the people that have to hold both the opposition and the leaders of society accountable. And based on what the situation is, I don't think this should be. I don't think this should be. You're the prime minister, the president supposed to be a neutral person. If you're a Labour Party person now and you become the president, obviously you're going to favor the Labour Party. It doesn't make sense, brothers and sisters. So anything that they do is a set of craziness that's going on. And sometimes you're telling people exactly what's going on. They're seeing it for themselves, but they're still checking, oh, I get my little $1,000, man. I get my $1,000 every 5 years. I get my $500 here and there. I go in financial center. They still are red clinic. Now, boy, they still have these things there. It's been a moment since I see they sending photos. Probably people get fed up with that. Or they're actually doing it in the constituencies right now. But I don't think this is right. You're the prime minister, you can then become president. Like I asked this question before, guys. Before Pierre Charles, what's his name again? Charles Savre. Before Charles Savre came into president, he was the leader of a political party. Therefore, he's not supposed to be there. He can favor the Green Party. The Green Party is I tell you, it's a strange time that we're living in here. Strange things happening right in front of people, and people just refuse to see it. Refusing to see the actual facts of what is going on. On the basis, I understand Mia Mottley won, but Mia Mottley won. She won all 30 seats, and she won it fair and square, from my knowledge. But even she realized the importance of having an opposition. What is the opposition name now? My phone. I forget her name. I think the other lady was talking about her right there. I forgot her first name. I think it starts with P or L. One of them. I don't have my phone. I don't know where that is. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts in this situation right there. Do you think the prime minister should have the privilege to become president? Though in that he is also a partition individual as well. So obviously, if his team is doing something, he'll always favor them. What are your thoughts, guys? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. There's something rather interesting I also saw right there. The oppressor would not be so strong if he did not have what? If he did not have accomplices amongst the very oppressed individuals. There's certain people I see on Facebook and they're talking a set of stupidness. Stupidness! Just for the sake of argument, because that's their team. They're trying to argue with people on the basis of foolishness. Just today, I was making a reference to agriculture based on my previous video. I posted it in a group. And the individual tell me, well, how much things are coming into St. Thomas? But I check in, but wait a while. So you mean to tell me agriculture is doing well in Dominica? Why things are going to St. Thomas? When Dominica is to make well over $100 million a year? And it's down to what? 5? Probably not even all that. I remember seeing each other. I think it was less than a million, maybe 2 million. But it's less than 5 million per year in agriculture. And that is what you're saying. That is good. Just for the basis of you saying, well, there's agriculture coming from Dominica to St. Thomas. And it's not to a magnitude. St. Lucia thing is England. All kind of people seeing things. Dominicans sending things from St. Lucia in England for me. They're sending pictures of St. Lucia products in England. The United States as well. And people don't understand that, but for the sake of argument, you're trying to say, oh, but agriculture continuing. No doubt agriculture will continue, but the magnitude of income is to get that can offset the debts that we have. And it seems like we're mounting more debts on debts again. I tell you, boy. But that is so true right there. The oppressor would not be so strong if he did not have accomplices amongst the oppressed. Just like the slaves. The slaves used to sell out slaves and they used to try to free themselves on the basis. And I think that same mentality is continuing, guys. That same mentality. The field slave, the house slave felt like they were better than the field slave, forgetting that they were slaves. So when there was different things that were taking place, or different revolts or whatever was taking place, there were slaves that would go and tell the white man. Because the white man set up certain incentives for whoever is going to spill the beans. To spill the beans, and when there's revolts that taking place and what time and what to plan and everything. There were slaves within the slaves that would tell the white man. And listen, the revolts and them were to free the slaves themselves, you know. But because the white man set up different incentives for the slaves, you know what happened? The slaves then would go and tell the white man when revolts were going to happen, or who is planning revolts, who is leading revolts. Little spies within. Why? Tell you, boy. And the same thing is happening today. Why do you think the economy of Dominica is not doing well? Because there are slaves within the slaves that are keeping the slaves for what? For little incentives. Oh, I can give you macaroni if you're not accustomed to eating macaroni. I'll give you macaroni. And you're happy to sell out your brethren for macaroni pie. It's interesting if you look at history, guys, and I suspect a lot of people don't know history. That is why it's important to know history so you do not repeat the same thing. Slavery is happening in a different form. Sometimes slavery is a mental thing. You think you have to be physically shackled for you to be enslaved? Look, the very same system that we living in the 9-to-5 stuff is a form of slavery as well. You get compensated for working for somebody to keep yourself in a certain positions. You work your way all the way up to make another man rich. Then you die. And that person you make rich has generational wealth for their family. Not saying that everybody have to think, you do your thing, no doubt about it. Go and work your 9-to-5. You have to work your 9-to-5 for how many years? If you have to work your 9-to-5, obviously. But on the basis of understanding the very same sentiment right there, guys. People who think that they are better off than others because they are doing things to sell out their own people. Not realizing that they're keeping their same selves oppressed. That is a heck of a thing to do. Guys, and I'm just reflecting back on slavery days. Slaves used to sell out other slaves who were trying to free them too, It's not just free one slave, They're trying to free everybody. And because the white man set up certain incentives for you to get little thing here and there. Something else, man. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts, man. I talked too long already on this thing right there. But let me know your thoughts in this regard, guys. And of course, leave your thoughts in the comment box below. This is pretty much all about us for this year. Give this video a thumbs up if you understand. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get more videos as they tend to come through, guys. I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bang.